Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 8 and Third Reich events. Well, we're still in the campaign to crush Greece here, so let's get that moving along. We're stealing some supplies from Italy there, but we want to also move in some fighters to help cover everything. Good continental military power effect. Okay, we are right now, I believe, in a bit of a deficit for the red. No, I thought we would be, but I guess we're not. Okay. Well. I guess I want to move it to here, keep our fighters. Get Guderian in there to get a little more experience. Okay. I can't advance yet. Twin engine airframe research is advanced. That's good. Just at least a little bit in the positive. Keep our cushion there. Not going to last much longer, I don't think. Greeks, that is. Yep, annex Greece. No, we don't need crude oil. Okay, now we have a few things we've got to do here. Got more leadership from annexing Greece. Improve fighter engines. Okay. Let's see. The Fall of Belgrade event. Okay, I've coded this up a little different than regular Black Ice. Regular Black Ice has the partitioning version, and Germany Keep Everything sort of version. I've done a somewhat in between German military occupation. Yugoslavia, come on, let's get to it better here. Is a complicated situation in World War II. There was a puppet government set up in Croatia, backed by the Ustachi. They were not very good people. I know some modern day Croats sort of look back towards them as national liberation fighters. Yeah, they were that, but they also butchered lots and lots of people too. So, I just can't, and it's not just fighting them and defeating them, it was killing people in camps. This wasn't an anti-guerrilla warfare that got, a bit extreme. It was, like I say, death camp type activities going on with them. Now, like I say, I've coded this up a bit different. Yugoslavia, and a lot of the maps I've seen, and I don't know if, exactly how, but they seem to have a line drawn right down about like through them, with the northern half, if you will, or eastern half, northeast, probably best way to say it, half under German military control, and the southwest, if you will, half under Italian control. Now, Mussolini was trying to build the new Roman Empire. That was his thing. That's what he wanted to do. So the Ustachi, like I say, they set up a puppet government. Now, part of that when Black Ice does it, it sort of creates it fairly large, and that's what it theoretically was. But part of it was under German military administration. Part of it was under Italian military administration as well. So it didn't have the independence level that, say, Slovakia had, but it was, by many of the Croats, fairly enthusiastic support. They also set up a puppet government in Serbia, but it did not have very wide support, and the few people that functioned in it, I don't know how enthusiastic the support was, whether they were dedicated Nazi fascist types or dedicated anti-communist types that served, or whether they were just sort of functionaries, postmen, other city type civil service employee type people that just sort of did the basic functioning under whoever was ultimately in charge. And sort of like shall we say, you had both Vichy and occupied France, but a lot of the French people that were government officials continued to function as government officials under the German military administration. They did their standard job, whatever it was, just under the limits of German military occupation. Now, of course, as time went on, German military occupation got more harsh because of the increased partisan activities and guerrilla activities. So more and more resistance level was built up. But so this puppet government here, I look at that as they really didn't control territory. Their troops, for everything that I've read, that were raised in support of Germany, or puppet troops, or whatever, whether support, they basically defended themselves. So they were in a small city or whatever, they defended that city. They did their basic stuff. They didn't go out and vigorously hunt down partisans. They didn't do anything like that. So I put it as a very reluctant, and within the game mechanics, not arguing history, I'm arguing how best to model the game or history within the game mechanics. I see that as much more of a German military administration. Also, if you give large territories to the Croats, they don't have much of a revolt risk, and there were in areas under their control significant partisan activities because they weren't, all Croats living in that territory. There were Serbs and there were Bosnian types and others. So, and ultimately, I don't know what would have happened had the Axis won. As you continue to grow, you see more and more possibilities. Mussolini definitely wanted the Dalmatian coast as part of his new Roman Empire. That is, anybody who thinks any different is mistaken. Now, did he want the interior? I sort of kind of think so. Now, obviously, Germany's occupied part of it, and if they're interested in, if the Axis is victorious, they're the dominant partner. Even if Mussolini's doing well in the Mediterranean, still Germany's going to be the dominant partner. So if Germany strongly wants an area, they're probably going to keep it. If they don't overly much want the area, and Italy does, they very well may give it up. So I don't see Croatia becoming an independent state, or even a proper puppet state on German victory. I think either it would all end up being under Mussolini's new Roman Empire. Now it might have a province or provinces that are Croatian, provinces in which they're primarily administered by Croatians and all of that, and Croatians, part of their national identity is being Catholic. There were some very odious Catholic priests or bishops or cardinals. I don't remember which. I'm thinking of one who was very much not reflective of all or most Catholics other places, but in here they were more Croat first and Catholic priests second, and some very odious things went on. But part of their national identity was being Catholic versus being Orthodox. So they might have fit themselves into a status like they had under the Austro-Hungarian Empire as being champions of sort of the German or Austrian, however you want to look at that, expansion and their place within it. They may have adopted something like that under the Italian Empire, or whether they would have gone so far as actually given an autonomous zone within the empire, but I still think it very much would have been part of the empire. Not sure exactly how that would have worked out in the long run, but I don't see it as a long-term puppet state. And if I personally very much sort of kind of think Hitler was not a very pro-Austrian Austrian. He was a very pro-German Austrian. He thought, and I'm talked a bit about this, that Vienna wasn't very much of a German city. It was too much of a cosmopolitan city for him. He grew up in his younger days very rurally near the German border, but in a very Germanic area of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, not on the sort of German side, as opposed to being influenced by Hungarians and other ethnic minorities like the Czechs or the Slovaks or other groups. So he had a very German-centric viewpoint. And so I don't think he was terribly interested in resurrecting the Austro-Hungarian Empire and German control elements of it. He was interested in reuniting German territories, which there's some of these regions here would fall into that. I think he also wanted the Tyrol back, this area here. But which he may have, of course, at some point, done a swap. Give me the Tyrol with Mussolini and I'll let you have Serbia kind of thing. They did, unlike this, and the reason this always goes when the way I play to German occupation or annexation is because of the method of it. They come in as a partner of Yugoslavia, because I go in there early. So it was really a mixed zone. Bulgaria got some territory here. Italy occupied some of these other regions. Sort of down here was primarily German occupation, military occupation. I think ultimately Greece, again at a Axis victory, would have gone, except for the Bulgarian territories, it all would have gone to the new Roman Empire. So I think, but doing some territorial trading, I think Mussolini would have been willing to give up the German Tyrol, and that's what Hitler would have wanted for that. I think that would have been likely. So I don't see any of this working out very well for the different ethnic groups in Yugoslavia. Their only chance, in my opinion, and it's a limited one, was to have joined the Axis and joined it fervently and maintained a strong military presence to keep everybody out. Don't know if that would have happened. There's good reasons why it might not have. Obviously, Mussolini's territorial demands. And now, would you have seen something like what happened to Romania, in which you carve off chunks of it to other, because they also carved off these 3 provinces to Bulgaria, carve off chunks of it to give it to somebody else. I know they expanded Romanian territory during the war out to about here. I even have questions about whether that would have stayed that way once Germany had won. How much of the Ukraine would Romania have been able to have maintained? So if they were an enthusiastic supporter of the Axis, would they have been able to keep Serbia? Maybe. But I have my doubts about that because, like I was just saying, Hitler wasn't a big pro-Austro-Hungarian Empire kind of person in my viewpoint. But I still sort of think he'll remember that the Serbs killed Archduke Ferdinand and caused World War I, which got him obviously injured in the gas attack and caused Germany all kinds of problems. So I don't think he had any particular love, or even if they pledged support for the Serbs. So I think they were sort of doomed in the Axis New World Order situation. Some countries, like Finland, fought well against the Soviets. If they had won, don't know how much bigger Finland would have got, whether they would have gotten the whole peninsula up here or not. They would have obviously, I think, got back to border. And I think Hitler wasn't trying to move north into Finland. I think he was trying to move this way, and they saw that as plenty of territory. And so, some countries I think would have been able to survive with a significant status under the Germany's New World Order had they had won. Okay, so we're going to do military occupation. Okay, and we are going to release. Oh, I think we need to do this first because this restore Croatia. Okay, well then we're going to release it as a puppet first. Yeah, I don't know if that really does anything. And we're going to reward our allies. So, as you can see now, the borders have drastically changed. This is just Yugoslavian, and as you can see, we now have a new. Looking around, kind of way. We have a new ally here in Bulgaria. In granting a significant territorial increase, they come into the Axis. I'm going to fly these fighters right down to here. So, they are going to help us out here. They've gotten a lot of territory. Some resources here. Not a lot, obviously. And I see little metal and energy. Now, instead of giving some more territory to either to them or to Italy, here, I kept it down because I want this supply corridor. I want it bad. Now I also, this is damaged, but I still want to build one more. I want to build more. I'm going to move this to the top. I want a supply corridor, like I was saying. So I want the supplies to be able to move through here. We've given Italy a bunch of territory, including Ljubljana. Though I think that may be changing if we accept the port here. We get a corridor, which is theoretically temporary, but I don't know if there's a post-war event that returns it to them. I also coded it so that we keep Split here and Dubrovnik there for ports for German supplies. Now, we've also given a little bit of territory over to Hungary here, a little bit up there, and a bunch down into here. It does give them this little manpower, you know, some ICs. They'll get a little bit of resources, which will help them out. Make Hungary, sorry, Hungary a bit stronger. I've been thinking about Yugoslavia here. So, and created this small puppet state because I'm giving them a core territory that you can see does not have revolt risks. So that's sort of the area I'm considering that they control, and it allows us to move supplies around them, deep down into there. We will still potentially have problems with some events that will fire that will give us partisan troubles. Here in Yugoslavia for that interesting aspect. Okay, now we're getting ready to move on. We've yet to get, how are we doing for diplomacy? Spanish state. What are we doing? Okay. 81. So we've yet to get, but they're moving towards us. I'm gonna let it go for a while, but not for too long. Somehow, either, you know, get an alliance. That's for transit rights. Says impossible, so I'm not going to bother at the moment. Because I do want to take out Gibraltar. I do want to stop that. And there may be an event that gives Morocco to Spain. That may help us out. Okay, that's one of my, as you saw, I am influencing them. The other goal we're going to have is to move to Egypt next. Now, to get that moving, we're going to do that, and we're going to move. We're going to create a supply convoy from Split here down to Salonika. That'll run it down there like that. Now these guys are transferring down to actually, you know, I'm going, wow, where are we basing to? Well, they'll go there maybe a while, but these guys will move down here at least. The British, since this is now Germany, will start bombing. Greece. We don't want that to happen. Now I'm going to build radar here as well. I personally think the build times on radars are a bit long. I would change it. They've changed it so that I can no longer pre-build them and drop them because the AI can't. Okay, that's a reasonable limitation, but I'd make them a bit quicker to get up into place. Now the other thing we need to do, which will help our supply problems down here, is because a lot of these units are going to go bye-bye, not all of them. We're going to upgrade a bunch of units here. We're going to put them in the production line for the best results. Let's go over to I think that's enough for now. We'll do a few more very shortly here. See, bombing already. Western Aegean, good. Shoot them up. Argentina, do you want us to... No, we're not going to transport stuff across the ocean for you, or for me. These are all until January. Well, I'm worried about, because some of these things go bye-bye, or I don't know if I recoded them right, or they did before, so I'm going to go with all of these now. If you wait till after the first of the year. Just not sure, so I'm going to... Okay, well, we'll also do that. Preparations, war preparations against the Soviet Union. Okay. This is going until March 41. We're going to have minus 5% ICs, oil, rare materials, land organization, and air organization. I guess that's just units being pulled off the front line, getting them prepared. What this allows is a 75% organizational surprise penalty for the Soviet Union. And it's recoded that it should happen in, whether in 41, after the historic date, or in 42 without other things firing. So we're going to go with that. And we also propose a Finnish alliance, which will help us out, which we didn't have last time. Oh, look at this. Okay, 175 ICs for the 1st Panzer Division. Let's kick it up top here. Kick it right up there. 1st Panzer Division. There's nothing special there. You got a Panzer Regiment, proper instead of light Panzers. Panzerjäger unit, that's good. Looks the same to me. That's got to be a bug of some sort. I'm not putting up 175 ICs until the 1st of the year, or until the 15th. And it's about 30 days. No, 20 days. Sorry, 20 days. No, thank you. Even these seem a bit high, but maybe not so much. That's just unreasonable. Because, see, we're already paying for unique Wehrmacht units, minus 5%. We've been paying 5% for, since, what, 36 penalties that are supposedly theoretically paying for, you know, the production of the tanks and the artillery and whatever the upgrade elements on all of these units are. So we've been paying for that. So I'm gonna save this game here, and it's about time to quit the episode. Anyways, save this game here. I'm gonna go re-edit the save to change it down. I'm not gonna cheat. I think this is a bug. I guess I can get away with editing it because I'm a modder. I know how to go in and do that, but that doesn't have. Maybe I'll see if I can find the 18th symbol somewhere. Maybe it's in one of the updated versions. Or maybe it'll just show up on the map and not here. I don't know. But I'm not going to put up with that. So either I'll shrink the days down to just, you know, almost done, or reduce it down the cost. I'll see what the problem is, one of the two. Because, yeah, just a few days at 30, that's what I was sort of expecting, or less, for some of these other units here. They're getting upgraded and improved. Okay, well, thanks for viewing. Thanks for liking the videos. And please post your comments. So we've now... Oh, well, let's roll the clock a little bit, because I want to get that finished response to my proposal of them. Oh, another remainder unit. Okay, fighter. Ooh, we've gotten them down to one strategic bomber. Got him out at sea. Medium fuel tank research. Okay, good. Yeah, oh, well, we're in a deficit, so I'll let that go. So we're going to get ready. Yeah, I know I said I was leaving, but we're going to get ready for a invasion of using these guys up somewhere in here. Okay, again, oh no, we were waiting for that. Waiting a day or so to get the finish response. From the Alliance. Maybe they turned us down? Yeah, we'll hold a party rally, that's for sure. Well, that isn't good. I'm going to look into that too to see if there was some problem with the Finnish situation there. I don't think I recoded anything involving that. No. Okay, again, thanks for watching.